Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back into TTP Sports. A few hours after the fact, man, which of the poisons do I pick to go into tonight? Holy hell, but you do see the title of this stream. You do see what mostly we're going to be talking about, but holy shit, today was a misery cesspool with Philadelphia sports. My god, this weekend has been a misery cesspool with Philadelphia sports. Opening day yesterday, the Flyers continued to lose. Eagles trading Hassan Reddick. It's just keep piling on the pain. Just keep piling on the pain. That's what we sign up for. I don't like that we sign up for it. I expect greatness. I would love to see amazingness from my sports teams. But no, yeah, the Phillies got stomped again. They got curb stomped again, and even worse than what happened yesterday. Aaron Nola was bad. That is the main summary of this entire thing. Aaron Nola was bad. You ran Max Fried out of the game in the first inning, and you still lost this game, because that's how worse Aaron Nola was. And Max Fried didn't make it out of the first inning, but somehow Aaron Nola went, 4 innings, 5 innings, or something like that, gave up 7 earned runs. How? I know Rob Thompson talked yesterday after the game how he doesn't want to, especially run down the bullpen, overuse the bullpen in these first few games. But when your starting pitcher goes out there and puts on a hideous, gross performance like Aaron Nola did today, you got to get to the bullpen earlier. You just gotta. Especially after the Phillies tackle on those runs in the first inning. Especially. Aaron Nola coughs it right up. It just can't happen like that. Gives up the first 2 runs in the first inning off the home run by Albies, allows 3 runs in the second inning, and then allows another 2 runs in the third. It just can't happen, man. It really just can't happen after you tackle in those 3 runs. Granted, those 3 runs were a major gift because the umpire behind the plate didn't know what the strike zone was in the Nick Castellanos at bat, and then Nick Castellanos ended up walking with the bases loaded. We'll take those any day of the week, but still, that was very egregious. That was terrible. If I was a Braves fan, I'd be furious during that moment. I wouldn't be furious about the result of the game, but I'd be freaking, furious in that moment. Castellanos draws the walk, scores a run, and then Bryson Stott with the go-ahead RBI single scores 2 runs there. Phillies get the lead for Aaron Nola right there and then. So, Phillies work Max Fried. Umpire helped included. You ran him from the first inning. And then Aaron Nola just proceeds to completely demoralize anything. Like, how is that energizing to an offense that, look, okay, boys, let's keep going. We just got our starter to lead. He has a shutdown inning. Let's just keep it going. Let's get to this Braves bullpen. Let's keep putting some runs on the board. And Aaron Nola just keeps giving up runs. Dude can't get an out. Hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. Darno, off the most outside of the plate curveball I've ever seen in my life. Somehow he pokes it down the goddamn line for 2 RBIs there. Then Matt Olson eventually hits a home run. Then, they just keep getting hits, keep getting guys on. Aaron Nola's struggling with his command. It was just ugly. Seraphny comes into the game eventually. He allows a few runs there. Just not good. Just not good at all. Ortiz allowed a couple of runs, then Seraphny allowed a couple of runs, and then the rest of the bullpen is the rest of the bullpen. Marte allowed a walk, got his 3 outs. Soto got his 3 outs. Connor Brockton came in once again and allowed a run. There's not much else to describe with this game. JT did hit a home run eventually. What was that when the game was, 7-3 at that point? Hits a home run to make it 7-4. I believe Nick Castellanos barely missed a home run as well to make it 7-5 possibly. That's got to be demoralizing for an offense. This is all on Aaron Nola. This is all on Aaron Nola in today's game. Yeah, you would like the offense to continue to pile the runs on, but when your pitcher goes out there directly after you give him a lead and he just coughs it up like it's nothing, with no outs, might I add you. It is so demoralizing. It is ridiculous. I've never seen one fan base get so excited for a team for them to just slap you in the face repeatedly and punch you in the fucking balls like this Phillies team has done in the first 2 games. Now, I'm not panicking. No, this is not panic tone. This is not season's over tone, anything like that. This is just frustrated. This is frustrating. Because, yes, the team said all the right things in the offseason. We're going to, get back at, after our failure last year in the playoffs. We're not going to start off slow. We're going to avoid the slow start. We're going to fight for the division. Rah, 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 all this stuff. They said the right things in the offseason. Please, back up what you're saying. Because these first 2 games, the Braves fucking smacked you. And the Braves, they wanted a little bit of revenge from last year's, getting eliminated in the postseason 2 years in a row by you. They wanted some, revenge there, and the bats for them have shown up, regardless of how terrible our bullpen was yesterday and how terrible Aaron Nola was tonight. You gotta be better than that. You gotta be prepared for that, man. The Braves are just this is Texas last year in the first series of the year, basically last year all over again. It is the same exact outcome. Opening day, you blow a lead. Your bullpen blows it, but even though last year opening day it was Aaron Nola that blew it too. But still, you blew a lead when you went up. Your pitching blew it. Second game, you get some runs on the board, but your starter couldn't do anything. What's the third game going to be? I do expect Ranger Suarez to calm things down because he is one of the calmest pitchers in Major League Baseball. But I'm not sure what this offense is going to be like against Chris Sale. Yeah, he's definitely nowhere close to the same Chris Sale dominant pitcher in baseball, Cy Young contender caliber pitcher that he was in the past with the Red Sox and the White Sox. But, I remember Chris Sale, one of his only really good performances last year was against the Phillies when he really diced you up. Now, is it going to be energized being with a brand new squad that has, World Series aspirations in the Atlanta Braves? Is it going to be a little bit, more fuel to the fire there for Chris Sale? I have no idea. I have no idea whatsoever. I don't know what to expect. I really do not know what to expect from this team tomorrow. I want them to win. I expect them to win. Do not get swept in the first fucking series of the year. Holy shit, don't do that again. Because I will blow a fucking gasket more than I'm blowing a gasket right now. Like, my God. My God. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. 9 runs yesterday, 12 runs today. It just can't happen. It can't happen like that, man. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I expect way better of this team. Way better. Seriously, what is that? 21 runs in 2 games to start the season? What is that? What is that? Zack Wheeler was amazing yesterday. Your bullpen blows it. Aaron Nola comes out today. Now, I don't know what factor into Nola's thing, and I'm not looking for excuses. Nola was bad regardless. But the game was delayed by 30 minutes, so does that throw into a factor there? And does the Phillies having that very long bottom of the first inning when it was probably like 20, 30 minutes there, Aaron Nola sitting in the dugout after the first inning, does that have any impact at all whatsoever? There probably is some type of impact in there, but I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm not using that as an excuse at all. You got to find a way to fight through it. Got to find a way to fight through it. Ridiculous. Can't have that. Unbelievable. You just can't have a performance like that. Unreal. You gotta win tomorrow. You gotta win tomorrow. And I don't know if they're gonna win tomorrow. Yes, I know the rest of their April schedule really benefits them. They're playing, lower tier competition. They're playing the Reds. They're playing the Pirates. They're playing the Rockies. Teams like that consistently during the month of April. So yes, I do expect the Phillies to eventually play better baseball, but seriously, couldn't you have not had your better baseball prepared for the fucking Atlanta Braves? Because this is a series that majority of people are going to focus on. This is the series that most people are going to focus on, and there's already Phillies fans out there that are doubting you because they don't expect you to beat the Braves 3 years in a row in the playoffs. They do not expect that at all. And you're proving those people right now by doing the same thing whatsoever. You said it was going to be different. Right now, I'm seeing more of the same. I'm seeing a pitching staff that ran out of gas last year in the playoffs and a offense that is gone quiet, and they're doing a little too much. Granted, yes, first 2 games of the season. I'm reacting to the first 2 games of the season. I am not putting that as a reflection or an interpretation of what the entire rest of the season is going to be. There is 160 games left. This team is a good team. They have a good bullpen. They have a good pitching staff. This team is a playoff team. I'm reacting to the first 2 games of the year where I thought the quality of the product was absolute garbage. And I think every people should react that way. Not go overboard, but people should be allowed to be frustrated. People should be allowed to have those expectations going into the year, especially when you promised them that you weren't going to start off slow, that you weren't going to have that slow start where you have to wait until end of May, early June to where you ramp it back up and to where you're playing at a 560 winning percentage the rest of the season. Just can't keep doing that. Why can't we have that hot start in April to where we're competing back and forth with the Atlanta Braves for the division, and maybe it comes down to the final 2 series of the year, the 2 series of the season for someone to clinch that NL East title? Why can't it just be like that? Now, granted, yes, it still might possibly turn out that way. But, I would like a better quality of my fucking baseball team in the first 2 games of the season. That's all I ask for. That's all I ask for, and I've gotten punched in the dick multiple times in these first 2 games. It's unreal. It is unreal on how bad they were. How bad Aaron Nola was. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And freaking Bryce Harper in the first inning, I remember it being the first inning, him giving us the goddamn scare of him flipping over the goddamn first base dugout into the camera fucking well. Holy shit, Bryce. Holy shit, please don't do that. Don't do that. Can't be risking your body like that in game 2 of the year. Come on, man. Come on. I love you. I love your enthusiasm. I love the way that you give 150% every goddamn game. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please. For my goddamn sanity. Because I'm already insane enough today. After these first couple of days here. I'm insane enough after these 2 blowout losses. I'm insane enough after the Flyers got smacked by the fucking Chicago Blackhawks. And I was there. I thought, the end of my day might end a little bit better because, okay, the Flyers are playing the Blackhawks. They might get 2 points here. They might have a much better game than they had in the past couple of days. No, they got smacked. They got smacked once again. Sam Harrison can't make a save. They can't score a goal. Jesus. My God. It's ridiculous. Lineup today. Kyle Schwarber 1 for 5. Trey Turner 1 for 3 with a walk. Bryce Harper 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. JT 2 for 3 with a solo shot. Alec Bohm 0 for 4. Nick Castellanos 1 for 3 with a bases loaded walk. Bryson Stott 3 for 4 with 2 RBI. Whit Merrifield in his first start of the season 0 for 3 with a walk, and Johan Rojas goes 0 for 4. In terms of runners in score position, the Phillies went 1 for 7. 6 runners left on base. Let's look at the pitching. Because the pitching was putrid. Aaron Nola, 4 in the 3rd inning, 12 hits, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and 2 home runs allowed on 83 pitches. My God, my God, my God. Ortiz only got 2 outs, and then he got injured, so he left the game. Then Sir Anthony comes in, allows more runs to score. So, yes. Marte has another shutdown inning, so I don't know what to read off of that, because I don't buy into the Junior Marte experiment. Gregory Soto allowed a hit, but got out of his situation, and Connor Brogdon allowed another run. What was that run that Connor Brogdon allowed? Was it a home run? Was it a home run? Because I really wasn't paying attention to the rest of the game here when Connor Brogdon Yep, Michael Harris hit a home run. Michael Harris hit a home run. Michael Harris, Jesus Christ, he has 3 hits today, and I believe he had 3 hits yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Doesn't make sense, man. Does not make sense. At all. At all. It's ridiculous. It's infuriating. I'm miserable. I'm just am. I just am. Jesus. Why can't it just be normal? Why can't it be normal, man? Why can't it be normal? It doesn't. Just can never be normal. My God. I need water. It's always pain and misery. This weekend has been brutal in terms of Philadelphia sports. Like I said in the beginning, opening day yesterday, the Flyers keep losing, the Sixers keep losing. Eagles traded Hassan Reddick. I don't agree with that shit, that trade that Howie Roseman did there. I hate everything. I hate everything. I hate everything right now. Philly sports is pain. It's misery. Jesus. You know what's not misery, though? Watching Rhys Hoskins smack the Mets. That's always fun. After that whole situation that happened yesterday with him and Jeff McNeil, gets 3 hits today with a home run, and then he gets thrown at, and then the pitcher gets ejected from the game. Rhys Hoskins is a Philly through and through. You just can never get that Mets hatred out of your system once you play in a Phillies uniform. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff there. At least Rhys provides some entertainment for us, even though he's not in a Phillies uniform. At least he does that. Man. We do have a voicemail here on the Anytime Hotline. We'll get to that. I'll get to some of you guys here in the chat, then we'll end it off. I just figured I'd get a stream here in general just because of how egregious the game was again. I was really debating if I just hold it off to tomorrow, but the game was just too egregious. It just was. It was too bad to not talk about today. At some point, it just was. So, let's get to the Anytime Hotline. Let's see what Sean has to say here.
So I make this call about 10 minutes before the Flyers game. Hopefully they can save me from this misery.
Oh, yeah, for spoiler warning there, Sean, they didn't. They did not.
You know, just a wretched 2-game performance by the Phillies so far. I mean, they talked a good game in the off-season and spring training, but they haven't brought it to the table thus far. I mean, I thought the offense in the first inning rallied back and put them in position to, you know, maybe turn things around. But once again, and I said it last year and I stand by it again, I had no issue with Aaron Nola staying. I also had no issue with Aaron Nola leaving. I just think the guy is mediocre at best. On a good team, he's a number 3, number 4 starter. I mean, it's got to be deflating for your offense when you knock Max Fried out of the game, get a 2-run lead, and then your pitcher gives it up the next half inning to the bottom of the Braves order. The Phillies bullpen once again implodes, and you get Ortiz hurt, so now you've got, 3 relievers on the shelf? Wretched start to the season. The fans leaving in the 5th or 6th inning says it all. Nothing more needs to be said.
Yeah. I will back on the thoughts on you. I know you have your thoughts about Aaron Nola, Sean. I think you don't give Nola enough credit. I think he's a good starter in this league. The numbers back it up. The analytics back it up. When he's really on his game, he's been a Cy Young caliber pitcher twice in his career. I saw what he did in the playoffs last year. Yes, I know last year wasn't good by his standards. Do I expect Aaron Nola to be way better? Yeah. The start by Aaron Nola was terrible. It was terrible by Aaron Nola. I still think he's a good pitcher. Over the long haul, I'm not worried about Aaron Nola. I'm not. This was a bad game and really fueled the Aaron Nola hate. Jesus Christ, especially now that he has the contract. And he's got to live up to it. And the first game he did not. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, I am not ready for the discourse on Aaron Nola. I am not. I'm not that heavy of an Aaron Nola defender, but I do think Aaron Nola doesn't get as much credit as he deserves, in my opinion. But yeah, let me get to the chat right here before we end it off. JK, take away one bad Strider pitch and the worst call an umpires ever made. The Phillies will only have scored 2 runs in these games. Dodgers versus Phillies, NLDS, and Braves versus D-backs, MLDS. Phillies and Braves can actually meet in a 7-game series in the LCS this year. That would be funny. Imagine Michael Harris hitting 7th and Kelnick Duvall platooning as your 9th in your batting order. Yeah, the Braves do have a deep lineup. With the Mets, Giants, Padres, D-backs, Reds, Cubs, Marlins, and Phillies all vying for wildcard spots. Oh yeah, nothing is guaranteed, but I'd throw the Mets out of there. I don't think the Marlins are not good. The Marlins are not good anymore, JK. I don't think have enough. They don't have enough. Last year was a good story for them. That's not who they are. That is not who they are, especially now that they don't have Sandy this year. They also lost a lot of bullpen pieces. The Padres, I'm not sure about the Padres. The Diamondbacks will be fighting for the wild card, no doubt. The Reds and the Cubs still fight for the Central, most likely in the wild card. The Mets, no way in hell. The Giants, maybe. I have to wait and see on the Giants. Brewers, yeah, the Brewers will also fight, but I still don't think at the end of the day the Brewers are good enough. But yeah, that's I think where I'm gonna end it here. just pain and misery. That's all it is. That's all it is. The sun will come up tomorrow, and it'll be another day of Phillies baseball. Game 3 of the season. Ranger Suarez against Chris Sale. Hopefully the Phillies win. So, thanks, guys, for tuning in to this late night stream. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. Also, use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.